Hey guys, Czar here. Good morning to you. Hope all is well. Thirsty Thursday, March 13th, 2025. Here's the daily frame, guys, coming in. It's around 9:28, 2 minutes to the open here. There's the NASDAQ, S&P, and Dow daily candles. You can see that we have a very tricky morning ahead of us so far. Indecisive inside days here, guys. On the Nasdaq, it's a doji candle, and on the S&P and on the Dow, almost identical candles. This market is very much sleeping. There has been no changes in the entire future session so far. That began last night at around 6 p.m. and it's now 9:30 the next morning, and we haven't budged from the open to the present moment. Inside day, guys. Inside day to an inside day. Yesterday, you can see that technically it was an up day, but it's actually an inside day functionally because of the fact that that was really just a CPI blip, a little spike, and then pulled back in and spent the rest of the day down here, as was the case on the S&P, and a little bit different on the Dow yesterday, but you get the idea. So totally sleeping here, guys. Very much in balance coming in here on the two sisters, 1 minute charts, NASDAQ, right around the volume weighted average price. I'll bring you over to my trading grid here, guys. There's that daily chart with the doji candle really going sideways, contracting. Here's the 30-minute chart and the 1 minute chart on the right hand side. The 30-minute, guys, you can see there it is, right? This is yesterday. We're inside of yesterday's entire range from there to, well, basically there. You can call it here. This is the yesterday's range. That was that little spike above the prior day on this CPI at 8:30 a.m. right there. And then the prior day, of course, was back here on Tuesday. And so contracting, clean kind of gravity move down in Asia, really tight range here in the UK inside of the Asian range. Very unusual. Usually we see a tight Asian and then we have an expanding UK and then we have an exploding New York. We have opened on New York, guys. There's that first 1 minute candle forming, as you can see. We will have the 1 minute open range here in the next few seconds, and I'll bring you back for that, and we'll take a look at the amplitude of that thing. And the 1 minute range has been set, guys. We're looking at a range of 46.75 points on the NASDAQ and 13.5 points on the S&P. And now we wait. Nothing for me to do. Just gonna watch and see. Again, that really tight range. I'll repeat that probably several times here this morning. I'll try not to say very much here, guys, unless there's something to talk about. But unless we kind of get out of this whole zone, I'm likely not to do anything here whatsoever. So for me, the working range, guys, is really something like that. There's the 1 minute open range. See it there inside of that? So that's what I'll be looking for. Directionless bigger picture here, guys. And that makes it very tricky here, guys, on the open. And driving down here a little bit, guys. Still inside of the open range on the S&P. I always like to remind traders that this is not an open range break model, right? This is a market open play. The market open play incorporates the entire story and places a great deal of weight on the daily and the 30-minute charts. The 1 minute chart is the final piece. There's nothing wrong with trading open range breaks, but that's not what this model is, right? That's more of a, in my opinion, a micro scalping type of model. And that's just not what the Razor's Edge model is. Back into the open range. Very much aligned here, guys, on the NASDAQ and the S&P. I tend to like it when the markets are moving in sync like this. It shows me that whatever's happening here, is sleepy as it is even this morning, at least it's on the entire market. The 500 blue chip stocks in the net, of course, and the 100 NASDAQ tech heavy stocks. It's a broad market sentiment, if you will. Just gonna let this go, guys. This could very much be a no trade morning, guys, without direction from the daily and the 30, and this kind of barcoding on the 1 minute. It's not pretty, it's not attractive, and it's not inviting. Here's the S&P, guys. Very similar picture. Very nasty looking chart. Dropping down. S&P still hanging around. Breaking down below. I won't be touching it. I'm just going to let this go, guys. If we drop down below, I'm not going to be touching this. I'm not loving the flow here, or lack of flow, and so I'm just going to let this play out. At this point, I can't even envision what I'm looking for given this area here and that. So I'm just going to let the video play, guys, but I sense this might be a no trade morning for me. Just a reminder, guys, from a mind frame standpoint, I come into every day with the idea that I'm not trading, right? And that I only trade when the market leaves me no choice, meaning optimal setups. Everything's lined up. Even though this is dropping down fairly cleanly now, it's not a clean operation for me yet from an overall standpoint. The lower this goes, of course, the better it looks in hindsight, but we don't get to trade in hindsight, unfortunately. And again, guys, even in this messiness, we have fair alignment between the two sisters, but this is not clean price action and not something that I like to trade. Just watching this go, guys. This is some sloppy stuff, guys. All right, guys, we're back and watching this now. We have now rejected from below the zone. We actually closed and then worked our way back up. I'm actually having problems with Telegram this morning, and so I've been looking away and working on that. But now I see we have this pull back into the 21. This does not feel like a continuation move down, guys, especially at the zone here with this fairly aggressive rejection. So I will not be taking what could be considered a T-con move down. I'm not feeling that at all given the inside day action on the daily and the zone here, guys, which we can now revise down to here. All right, guys, we're back. I just sent this note to my group saying I will not be selling into this because of the zones here, and sure enough, we are rallying higher. This is no trade day for me, guys. It's 10:15 a.m. I'm likely done for the day given this messiness. We eventually got some smooth sailing here, but not much else. And you can see we're rallying back here quite strongly. The buyers are stepping in as you would expect at a key zone, and even though we got slightly beyond it. But I want to wish you a great day. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you. Talk soon.